Good morning. Welcome to Kung Fu 101 Part 3. In this episode we're going to work on our fighting stance and some kicking and 2 more blocks. In the last 2 that we did, we learned our training stance. Feet shoulders width apart, knees slightly bent so that you can just barely see the tips of your toes. Hips roll forward like you're sitting on a stool. You should feel your weight and your energy straight down. Hands chambered at the sides. We learned our straight punch. Slight bend in the elbow, striking with the first 2 knuckles. Slight peephole through the fist. As you're punching and your hands pass each other slowly, when they get to the middle, they should be facing palm to palm. That shows you that you're punching evenly. Okay? We also learned our back fist. Remember, it's like a whip. Goes out, striking with the first 2 knuckles, and around. Out and around. Goes around your opponent's block. It does not get stopped by the block, it goes around it. Out and around. We also learned a ridge hand. Ridge hand, striking with this part of the hand, thumb tucked. If you don't tuck that thumb, you'll break it. Right here. After we did our back fist, we came back in and down in a circle and back using the bicep. Pulling it back in. You're striking the front half of the face, stepping in, striking the other side of the head to the throat, to the side of the head, the temple, back of the head, or to the side. That's all the motion is. If you want to practice it sometime as you walk around, practice it like this with both hands, like you're pulling them back in. Okay? Always remember to keep that thumb tucked no matter what. Out of those strikes, we also learned a couple of blocks. Our upper block, which was basically our punch, within our peripheral vision. We should still be able to see our hand, not way back here so that you get struck in the front of the head, not way out here so you get struck in the top of the head or off to the side. It's right here with that same bend in the elbow, because a 60-degree angle is the perfect angle of deflection. If you hold it here, you may stop it, but it may also break your arm depending on what's being thrown at your head from above. Here, it'll roll right off your arm, and then you can step in and strike. You can have someone come at you with a baseball bat here for a block and punch as you come in. We also learned our lower block. Same principle, a punch down. Remember, the center line of the body passes through the wrist. So any kick or lower strike comes up and off. So you ward them off as you enter. You don't want to just stop them, you want to ward them off so that they go one side or the other and throws them off balance. And it was simply here and turn. Remember, block with the meat of the arm. Never block with the back. The back of the arm is all nerves. We're going to learn 2 more, pardon the cough, we're going to learn 2 more blocks from this training position. Then we're going to move to our fighting position. We've done upper and we've done lower. Now we need to do inside and outside. And the way we determine these is where they end. An outside block ends on the outside of the body. And if you'll notice and remember, all elbows and shoulders, everything's kept within shoulders width. If you start bringing your arms out to the side, you open up your ribs. Your elbows should be able to protect your rib cage. When we go for an outside block, in some styles it's referred to as like drawing a sword. You reach over, palm down, and come out. It doesn't have to be up here, but keep that elbow down and out, blocking with the outside of the hand. And as you turn the hand out, it creates torque, almost like a snapping strike with a forearm. Something some people don't realize is you can actually train the wrist bones up around your hand to become a striking tool against another person's strike. If they don't train theirs, and you were to have yours trained and strike their strike with your block, you could injure them to the point they couldn't continue with that type of technique again. So it becomes an advantage on your part. Remember, across like you're drawing a sword, out. Across like you're drawing a sword, out. Elbows within shoulders width, out. Drawing a sword, out. Drawing a sword, out. And that's simply your outside block because it ends outside. Our next one, of course, will be our inside block. Inside block ends inside your body, inside your perimeters. Alright? Some styles teach you it is to the ear and out and all the way around over here. That can work, but you still don't want to be off balance, and you still don't want to leave a whole lot open on this side. So what we do is, to the ear, here, as you bring your hand across the front of your body, palm is out. As you get towards the middle, you'll feel a little torque in your forearm. That's a good thing, because as you turn it to block, it becomes that striking block again. Hitting with this surface here against their strike. Okay? As you come around, bam. And you don't have to do it hard. You don't have to strain it. That torque builds up on its own. Here, boom. All it takes is turning the wrist, and it releases that centrifugal force. It's the same thing as taking a spring and holding one end of it and twisting the top of it and releasing the top. That top spirals up. It's built up torque. We used to almost jokingly call this torquing kung fu, because you can build up strength and energy without any stress to the body. And remember, to the ear, out, across the body, keeping everything 90-degree angle. The reason we do a 90-degree on our arms in most of our techniques, that's our sticking point. Okay? You can go up to anybody and do this as a joke. Get one of your friends to hold their arm at a 90-degree angle. Okay? Have them move their arm slightly out and pull on it, and you'll be able to pull them off balance. Have them take it to the 90-degree again and bring it back just a little bit and push against it, and you'll be able to jam them. But if you can keep your arm at that 90 degrees, it's our sticking point. Just like in working out, you hit that one point in the bench press where you can't go past it. It's where your elbow will lock up. Do the 90 degrees and pull and push on it, and you won't be able to, because that's your balance point. Okay? Again with the inside block, to the ear, out, palm facing forward till you go to turn. Blocking with this side of the arm. Okay? Never try to block with this part. This is all nerves. You'll frog your arm up just like a Charlie horse. Alright. So in our training stance, we've got our outside block drawing the sword. Remember, palm towards, turn. Builds up that torque. Palm towards, turn. Palm towards, turn. Same thing with the inside block. Palm towards, turn. Palm towards, turn. Palm towards, turn. Okay? Alright, now, you ask about a fighting stance. A fighting stance is not much more than your training stance, but at an angle. If you're right-handed, you can fight right hand forward, or you can fight left hand forward like a boxer would if you're right-handed. But what we're going to start training with, and this one to learn the first two kicks I want you to know, is we're going to do it from a normal boxer type stance with your left hand leading. Okay? When you do this, you take your training stance to the side. Okay? Now I'm at side feet and you're over here. But my fighting stance, all I'm going to do, and let me grab the camera so you can see this from a better angle. Here are my feet in my training stance. I can barely see the tips of my toes. For my training stance, I'm going to angle my foot not straight towards my opponent, but to the side here. Okay? Takes tension off the knees. My back foot is also going to rotate forward. No, it's not going to come up on its heel. Okay? Like some people do, because that just stresses out your back leg. It's still going to be stable. Your weight is still going to be straight down. Okay? That lead leg, barely seeing the tips of my toes. Alright? But angled towards. Now, let's go back where we were. If you need clarification on this, I can do it again a little easier maybe. Alright, so now I'm slightly toward you. I'm not straight on. Okay? I don't want to be straight on. I don't want all this facing you. Alright? So from here, that means we lead with the left hand. What I do with this, I take my right hand, fist and thumb. I want my elbow a fist and thumb from my rib cage to protect my ribs. Hand at a 90-degree angle. Relaxed and open, not clenched. Okay? Everything we do explodes. You want to be relaxed and then explode. Nothing tensed up, nothing super tight. You'll wear yourself out. Okay? Fist and thumb from the rib cage. This elbow protects my ribs. Hands right here. 90-degree angle on the arm. Alright? Now you wonder what I do with this hand. Some people might put their hand back here like this. Don't do that. Take your hand, open palm, and lay it right here on your shoulder. Reason being, it looks crossed up here, which it is a little bit. This hand here, if you strike with this hand and they slip it and strike at you, blocks everything up here. Even if you just lay it there, it will casually block punches to this side of your head. Now, from here also, you can drop it down here easily and protect your rib cage. If you had a strike high, your block will slide down here. So if we're here and we strike out, block's here. If we're here and we strike out, block goes here. It just simply protects. Okay? And then when you've got your back fist here, you can come across with your punch. Alright? You can always twist into it. And anytime we twist, we don't rotate on the balls of our feet or our toes. We rotate on our front heel. Okay? We'll turn that front heel toward our opponent when we get a strike. So it'll be maybe a back fist here, punch. Rotating the foot towards your target. Alright, now, first kick we're going to learn, it's a simple front kick. It's a basic kick a lot of people know. There are a couple tricks to this that I want you to learn. A lot of people, when they go to throw a kick, will pull their toes back at this angle before they extend it out. Don't do that. Because later on, as we go through other kicks, you're going to find out that as long as you start your kick, see if you can see it from here, with your toes down all the time on every kick, I don't care what it is, side kick, spinning heel kick, crescent heel kick, axe kick, anything, toes down at the beginning of every kick. Reason being, if you start a kick and they move in on you and you need to change it up, you can change it up from that foot position. But if you've got those toes curled back, you've committed yourself to whatever kick you were just getting ready to start. You can't switch it up. Okay? This here allows you to start with anything to where you can strike with the top of your foot, the balls of your foot, the heel of your foot, or the side of your foot. It's not bringing the toes curled back and then, oh wait a minute, I need to change. You're off balance. I also want you to watch something else. Everything we've done so far, we've done from that sitting on the stool position with the knees slightly bent and our balance is down. You're not going to see me come up to throw a kick. Okay? When I go to throw a kick, I stay down. Alright? The higher you aim your knee, the higher your kick will go in any situation. But what you want to do is retain that balance. You should be able to throw a kick and not come up. Okay? And then you get to the point you can throw the kick, come back and stay right where you're at, and then put your foot down. Never lose your balance. Okay? It should be slow, like you watch a cat prowl on a squirrel or a bird. They move those feet very slowly but keep their balance, and they can retrieve it at any point. Okay? Alright, simple front kick. We're in our fighting stance. Hands are up, fist and thumb. Hand here. Anytime you go to change feet, you change hands. Okay? You're going to watch. I'll rotate my lead foot toe towards my target. I keep myself down and level. As I bring my knee up, watch my hands shift. Okay? And you can practice just that movement for a while to get your balance and strength in there. Here, here. Alright? Here, here. Now, simple front kick snaps out, strikes with the toes of the foot. Okay? We really don't want to go throw any kicks to the head too often. When they go above the waist, you start losing energy. Unless they're just dumb and like, ah, way out here, don't really go for the head. Work the lower body and the legs with the kicks. So we start, rotate the toes towards, bring the knees up, snap the kick out, bring it back slowly. Rotate the toes forward, hips, knee up, bring it back slowly. All right, and from the side. Here, watch the hands, watch how I don't bounce up and down. And it helps you recover. If you slide one way or the other when throwing a kick, you still keep your balance, you still keep your stability. Toes forward. Body doesn't move, it stays on a level plane, doesn't come up and down with every kick. Your legs don't straighten to throw a kick. But the minute that leg's straight, you're off balance. Alright? Now, one more kick to play with. It's almost like a front kick. We call it a high cross kick. High cross meaning it goes a little higher than the knees. The way you'll turn your foot on a cross kick, and so that you can see this, let me move the camera once more. A normal front kick is out, toes pulled back. Okay? A cross kick is almost like a crescent kick, but you're not slapping them with the bottom of the foot. As you put that foot out there, you're still striking with the toes of the foot. But you come across the body with the leg, and this is a good shot to the groin or the solar plex or the rib cage. Okay? Just like that. All right. Same thing. Fist and thumb from the rib cage with the elbow. Hands up. Hand on the shoulder. Ribs are protected by the elbows. Palm protects the face. All right. As we go to kick, we rotate the foot forward slightly. Still bring it up almost like a front kick. It'll throw them off a little bit. Kicking in and across the body to hit your target. It's almost like you're going around their lead leg to hit them. Okay? Leg still basically comes up. But it comes up and over, only slightly. You're the only one that'll see it. Okay? And your lead, what throws them off is you really don't change over like you do with the front kick, to where your hands shift, like we talked about before, where it's here and here. You're throwing them off. It's a little short range kick that comes across and you don't move your upper body very much. Alright? Okay. So in review, we've done our outside block, palm towards, turn, ends on the outside, elbows stay inside the shoulders, cross body, outside block, inside block, sorry, palm forward, turning. Okay, we've learned our fighting stance, which we go from our training stance, we turn the lead leg slightly towards our opponent, rear leg slightly, not so much. Same thing, you're still sitting down on the stool. Everything you do is moving back and forth, like you're on that stool. It'll develop your core and your lower legs as you do these. Hands up. Fist and thumb, hand here. Front kick. Rotate the lead leg towards your target. Bring that knee up. Don't come up like this. Bring that knee up as you change. And bring it back slowly. Be able to hold that balance. okay? And then a cross kick, where we don't shift so much, still striking with the ball of the foot, but it crescents over, hit a small target. Alright, practice those. We'll move on to something a little more advanced in the next video. Salute, fist, palm. Have a good week, son. I love you.